Dasen, I mean, I remember when we were told that from midnight on the 26th of March in 2020, we all thought it was just going to be 21 days, right? Look at us now. But, you know, it is a little bit better. Life is a little bit better compared to what we were going through those 2 years ago.
No, definitely. And, you know, it's quite a poignant moment for me because I'm standing on the promenade in Durban. And this was actually where I spent that last night, so to speak, the night that we found out that or the night that we were just about to go into that hard lockdown. It was this complex behind me that I think I had my last takeout meal for that evening. We spoke to a few people in this area. And not long after that, it was completely quiet. This became a ghost town as the beaches were shut, the promenade was closed down, and all of the activities that you are seeing now for the first time, you know, in a long time, people are walking around without masks. It resembles a bit of normalcy here in the city. We completely that disappeared for a period of time, and there was a lot of anxiety in the air. I remember it so distinctly. Even as the clock was just about to hit 12, we were driving into the city because we had been on the road just to get a sense of what it was like. And even at midnight, the Metro Police was already out, and they were stopping cars and asking people what they were doing out at that hour. But I'm joined now by someone who's an early riser, Mr. Jürgen Govender. He got out here in the morning for a surf. I'm sure you're enjoying not having a mask while you're standing here talking to me on the promenade. What's it been like for you and your family over the past 2 years? How have you dealt with all of these adjustments? I mean, on the one hand, you couldn't buy chicken, you couldn't wear shoes that were open, all of these strange and unusual restrictions that we had.
For me, it was both a positive and a negative. It was something new that we had to experience, and we had to adapt in order to comply. So it was a great experience. I would say it was a new experience and a great experience as well. As I said, it had its positives, it has its negatives as well. I mean, the negative part of it, you had to walk around with the mask and you had to social distance. That was the hardest part of it, especially when it came to the social distancing with your colleagues and friends and all of that. But on the positive side, it also helped in our family lives as well, because we grew closer. I mean, we were close all the time. We were all together, and we sort of, you know, your family dinners were back and your family in-house engagements were happening. So it had its moments, yeah.
That's a very good point, you know, the fact that families came together and they spent all this time together. When it came to extracurricular activities like this, like, for example, you're a surfer, for example, how did you cope with that? Something such as outdoor activities being taken away from you completely?
Oh, I battled with that, because to be restricted all the time and not to get out in the ocean, for me that was hard. And you can only watch so much YouTube videos, you know, about surfing and all of that. But the greatest thing now is that we can go out and we can start, and all of the bands are up and stuff like that. But outdoor activities, yes, it had a lot of restrictions on us. Yeah. But as humans as well, we learn to adapt, because you sort of in your own environment, you sort of do your activities within your home and stuff like that.
And let me just ask you this as we wrap up. How do you think our government handled the COVID-19 pandemic, with those lockdowns, with those changes, with those restrictions that you saw, eventually getting to a point now, 2 years later, where we can speak like this without masks? Were you happy with the response?
Yes, it was great, the way that the president addressed the people and the way that he handled the situation in the country. It was something new for them as well, so it was a learning sort of environment for them as well. So yes, they may not have got it 100%, but they did very well, because it could have been worse. And there could have been a lot more lives that was lost. They did everything within their power to be able to control it. So overall, I think they did a great job. Well done.
Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Govender. I'll let you get back into the water. I appreciate your time. One of the people that is out here to enjoy the Durban promenade at this early hour. But some interesting points there. And I think the key one for me is the fact that as much as we were anxious about what was to come during that period, it was an opportunity for many families to get closer.
Definitely, Dasen. There are some lessons that we can draw from the lockdown and COVID-19 itself. Dasen Thathiah, senior reporter here at ENCA. Let's leave it there for now.